Welcome to the Artist Notepad, where we explore artistry, we talk life, and we talk for the first time in a while. I am Jack.
Indeed. And I am David. Guys, today we're going to be getting back into the groove of things. Because you know what? It's been a while. So Jack and I are going to catch up about our own lives. Isn't that right, buddy?
That's right, buddy, old pal, old friend. It's been a minute away from 10, but I'm very, very much looking forward to continuing our day's catch up, David, because we've had a morning together, which was very pleasant. Had a bit of a tan romantic date. But first,
had a tan date.
First, David, how are you going, my friend?
Very good, brother, because I saw you in the flesh today, and it was very refreshing.
Thank you.
Bars. Yeah, we held hands. Jack bought me cotton candy. We lied down with a picnic blanket.
I don't remember.
And we just saw the stars.
It was
during the day. Nah, but yeah, it's good seeing you today, man. I took Jack to one of my favorite cafes called Edition Coffee Roasters, and we had a chicken and waffle breakfast.
Dude, let's just let's just talk about this breakfast, because first of all right, so fried chicken for breakfast, okay? This was an omen for what the day would bring. but let's just talk about, so it was fried chicken on beetroot waffles, right? So I'm not really a fan of waffles to start off with, right? And I'm definitely not a fan of beetroot. Who would have thought you put two things together that I don't really like and you create something quite magical. Yes. And then between this fried chicken, which was beautiful, it was like a sweet sort of soy batter.
Yeah, karage style, like Japanese style fried chicken.
There you go.
And then the waffle was like quite thin, but it did the job as
it was quite savory.
Yeah, the base of the meal, so it was really good. There was some cream cheese on it, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say,
feta.
There was some feta and there was some blueberries. Can't remember if there was anything else, but guys,
there was some thyme or something else. No, not thyme. Thyme would have been too strong, but
I don't have a sweet tooth, but yeah. Boy, oh boy, this was a brekkie. This was a brekkie to remember.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man, because you took your first bite and you were like, whoa, wait. You were like, whoa, what? Well,
because I saw it and I'm just like, it looks nice, but normally I don't like food that looks nice. Like normally the food that I like
food.
is like a bit of a sort of sludge on my plate, like a risotto, something that looks like a risotto or something like that. That's when I see something that looks like a risotto, I go like, and it doesn't have to be like rice or whatever, but you know what I mean? Like it's more of a slushy
Jack
mess.
enjoys foods that looks like baby food, like someone already chewed it for him and then just spat it on the plate, and then Jack's like, oh, delicious.
Exactly.
Delicious.
When it starts to, things get stacked on top of each other and it's like sort of a pyramid sort of shape, I start to get suspicious. I'm like, this looks too pretty to satisfy my carnal desires. But it absolutely did. So bravo to, shout out to the cafe. What's it called again?
Edition E with an E. Edition Coffee Roasters.
What's special about Edition, David?
Well, they have really nice interior. That's for one. The food's good. The staff is good, and they roast their own beans.
That's what I was trying to lead you towards.
The coffee is French, not French. Chef's kiss.
It was good. I had my huge, and I was very much satisfied by that. It was a good, nice coffee. It was a very nice coffee.
You had a little bit of that soy action.
Yeah, you know me, lactose
soy
free.
Latte.
There was some kind of like subtle taste underneath that I never really worked out exactly what it was, but it was nice. There was something underneath that was unique about the blend that I couldn't really place my finger on, but it was nice. It was like fleeting. It didn't like linger. There was like it would sort of appear
so short
at one point, and then it was just gone, and like so quick that I couldn't even identify exactly what. I wouldn't even call it an aftertaste because it wasn't really after. It was like a during taste, but it was just so quick that it just went straight away. Yeah.
And I had some coffees too. I had some black coffee. I like my coffee black. Had 2 cups. It's delicious. Very tea-like. If you guys want to have like bougie coffee and a nice time, check out Edition. This video is sponsored by Edition Coffee Roasters. Not really. They probably have no idea we exist, but I just wanted to try that.
Oh, they know. They know. How can you not know? Like, it's the artist Notepad.
Oh, that's true. That's why the boss was staring at me and taking photos and asking for a hug.
When I went to the bathroom, the main chef came in like while I was in the bathroom and tried to get my autograph. It was really weird.
Yeah, and the whole kitchen staff bowed as we entered, like Korean style, like 90 degrees. And we were like, "Hey, get up, guys! Come on, don't be like that. What's going on here?" Yeah.
Yeah. I was a bit disappointed they didn't kiss the ground that I walked on, but I can't get that treatment everywhere, I guess.
I mean, they were taking their like jackets off and placing it on the floor for us, so we don't get out. All right, we'll stop. But yeah, we had that funky breakfast, and then after we had that bougie breakfast, or pretty Instagram-worthy breakfast.
Yeah,
we headed down for a little stroll.
Yeah, we went for a stroll,
holding hands, of course, and then we walked by. I can't find this.
So we walked by this place. So we were right next to actually where I used to work, and ICC, and in Darling Harbour.
ICC.
And yeah, good workplace, good people, great facilities. Yeah, sponsor us. And we're walking
very
past
big, like huge. Yeah.
We were walking past this place that I used to walk past every morning when I was going to work, and it's this place which brew their beer like in store, like home brewed stuff.
Yeah,
got these massive like tanks behind the bar, which is really cool. And like I just like said to David, just like, oh, like I always wanted to go there, but I never really did. And this was, keep in mind, guys, this was, I think it was 11:28, because I remember looking at the clock and thinking that it was 58 on his phone, and I'd be like, oh, I guess it's almost 12, and then I realized it was almost 11:30. And David's like, oh, let's just have a beer. And before I even know it, he's already walked in to say, oh, are you serving beer yet? The guy's kind of looking at us like, not really.
We are open. He was like, we are open at 11:30, but we don't have food till 12. And then, but you can have a drink if you want. And we're like, I was like, oh, sweet. And then I looked over to you, and then you're like, okay, whatever. And then we walked in. But,
so yeah, a bit of day drinking.
Yeah, really good.
Really good.
Really good.
I was gonna say, I got the house lager. I can't remember what the brand was called of craft beer. It was like Yogoro or Yorogo. I can't. Yoyogo, right?
Yoyogo. And the place that we went to is called Harajuku Gyoza. So they have like, I think dumplings or gyozas in Japanese is what their like main food stuff is. Like they even have like Nutella gyozas as dessert with ice cream, which I don't know, maybe try it out. But then the beers were actually like, I'd say they're pretty good.
Correction, it's Yoyogi.
Yoyogi, yes.
Yeah, I've just looked it up. It's a Japanese craft beer, and they also do cider.
They bring like chilled glasses, and then it's amazing when you have it out in the sun.
And then the condensation that's running down is literally freezing. Like it's turning into little ice drips as it's coming down the side of the glass.
The spoon is just that cold. So it's, guys, if you want to go day drinking, you know where to go.
Yeah. So I get a lager, right? It was $10. It was pretty pricey, but I was like, you know what? If they brew it here, fair enough. It's a bit of a premium, but it was pretty pricey. But that's okay. It was really nice. Then David gets the pale ale that they do, and his was $10 as well. And then the guy came over. Like after, first he came over with my lager, and then he was like to David, like, hey, we're doing like whole jugs for $10. Like it's the same price. Do you want a jug? And David was like, yeah, sure, yeah.
I looked over to you first, and I was like, oh.
You said, how many schooners would that be? And he'd be like, oh, maybe like 3 and a bit. And he's just like, yeah, right. At 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah, just 3 schooners each, or like 2 and a bit each. That's fine.
I only had 1.5.
That's how you should start your Sunday mornings, guys.
Early. And I drank a fair bit this weekend, so I think I'm feeling it a little bit, to be honest. Got a bit of a headache, so I got my water bottle with me, keeping it dry tonight on the artist Notepad. But yeah, it was a
I was
nice
having
day.
a headache too earlier, actually.
Yeah. all that alcohol.
It was a nice day. Like, guys, it's been a while since we've been speaking to you guys in this podcast form, but Jack has emerged with a new problem, and he's just been downing half bottles of wine since we've been off. I think that's how he's been coping with the pain, because my man's been having half bottles of Shiraz.
Okay.
So
first of all,
guys, if you have time, please reach out to Jack. Just send him a bottle of water.
Amelia and I are starting to expand. We want to become a little bit more cultured in our wine drinking. And when I say cultured, and I say wine drinking, I mean cultured in Shiraz drinking from the Barossa Valley and the McLaren Vale, because that's basically the only place we're drinking from. But there's plenty to go off there, and they're the two biggest Shiraz regions in Australia, or most well known. And so we've sort of been going and getting from BWS, you can get 6 bottles, and then you get 10% off. And so we've just been choosing 6 per night.
He says we, but then
David, let me finish my story.
The word should be I get 6 bottles, and then he has it by himself.
Okay, are you done?
You
done, Mister? You can't. You're calling me an alcoholic. You literally got a whole jug of pale ale at 10:30 this morning. Anyway,
sorry.
Yeah, we've been sort of trying our hand at different bottles, and really enjoying some of those wines. Really nice. I'll give you guys a sort of my favorite one that I've had so far. I might give two very different ones, because keep you on your toes, give you a bit of range. So my favorite, just as a standard Shiraz so far, has been the Grant Burge Miamba Barossa Shiraz, so it's Barossa Valley. But to provide a bit of contrast to that, so there's McLaren Vale Shiraz called Nugan McLaren Vale Shiraz, and it was very different to what I'm used to. It was actually one of the first ones we tried, and really surprised myself by how much I liked it. For those who didn't find out this term a few weeks ago, like I did, tannins. So tannins are like this sensation within your mouth when you're drinking certain types of wine, where it gives you like this drying sensation, and kind of like this, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, because if I tell you that your mouth feels rough afterwards, then you're like, oh, that's weird. And it is a bit weird, but it's kind of like pleasant at the same time. And so this one had quite heavy tannins. I can't remember what did they describe it as. It was like elegant tannins. I think that's what it said on the back of the bottle. Elegant tannins. Right. But yeah, really, really good bottle of wine. So there's one from the McLaren, there's one from the Barossa. So if you guys out there like a bit of red wine, Grant Burge Miamba from the Barossa and Nugan McLaren Vale Shiraz. So check those two out.
Thanks for the suggestions.
That's no worries at all. David, we were just referring to the weather. And you know what that means, right?
I know, Jack. It's that time of the pod. It's
Jack's weather report.
Yay.
So, guys, today we had a really beautiful clear sky, lovely day in Sydney. The last couple of days, though, it's been a bit chilly, bit nippy.
Bit chilly.
It's been the wind has been coming in, and I've heard that the reason why is apparently we've been having some snow out west or down south. I can't remember. And apparently what happens is the wind, the winds that come in from that direction, they get chilled by the snow. And because they get like icy breeze, that means that it brings in a really cold sort of like Arctic kind of wind. And I've heard that that's anecdotal, so I don't know whether that's factual or not, but I've heard that that's why some of the wind has been so chilled recently. Because if you notice, and on Saturday I played football. We won 3-1, by the way, against a team that was undefeated until they played us. Celebrate. But when we arrived, right, so there wasn't that much wind and it wasn't that cold. But then when the wind came, it was freezing. When the wind wasn't going, it wasn't actually that cold. But the wind was what was making it so cold. The sunshine was actually nice, pretty warm. But yeah, that sort of like Arctic kind of wind was coming in and just freezing our butts off, David. It's been a bit chilly, yeah, but it's been clear skies. But yeah, very cold.
Just got to take a step back. Sorry, I think there's a bit of latency. But did you score a goal?
No, I didn't. But I got a really good header from a corner. So I play defensive midfielder. So I don't really get very far up. But there was a ball coming in and if I didn't head it away, it probably would have been a goal because there was a guy coming in right behind me to head it. So I managed to get it. I was pretty happy with my performance. I think I played pretty well in that game. Probably my best performance of the season so far. Lots of running. I played the whole game apart from 5 minutes. I came off and then 5 minutes later, like I had to go back on because another guy got really tired and he was in my position as well. So I just jumped back on. But yeah, it was a really good game, and to beat those guys was really satisfying because we thought we'd get smashed by them. Because actually, so the way it works, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but basically there's two different levels of that club. Northbridge was the team, and there's two different Northbridge teams in our division this year, and one of them is technically higher ranked than the other one, and we lost to that one the week before, and then we were playing this one this week, so we thought, if we lost to the worst one, we're definitely going to lose this week. And last week was a pretty tight game. It finished 4-3. We lost. And so we were going in kind of expecting to lose. And I don't know if they came in expecting to win, but we went 3-0 up, and they only got a goal towards the end off some kind of, we went to sleep a bit at the back. It was a bit of a mistake. Like, it was a pretty poor goal. Yeah. It went straight in off a corner. So the guy took a corner and it just dropped straight into the back of the net, and like it was so annoying.
Wow.
But we kind of dominated them and like really defended really well in the second half. They were just like coming at us the whole half, and we just kept just repelling them and pushing them back, and it was a really satisfying win.
Sick. Well, I'll come and cheerlead the next time you guys perform. So I'll let you know my rates off the pod. Yeah.
Are you gonna wear Bom Boms? Is that what they're called? They're not called Bom Boms, are they?
I'm not
called
wearing
Bom Boms? They're not called Bom Boms. They're definitely not called Bom Boms. What are they
What's
called?
Bom Boms?
You know those things
Bom-boms.
that you have on your hands, the cheerleaders?
Oh.
They're not called Bom Boms.
Wait. Where'd you get that
Cheerleader.
Bonbons?
Bonbons? Pom-poms. That's what they're called.
Pom-poms.
Pom-poms. I was close.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry,
enough.
cheerleaders out
Bom-boms.
there. I'm not... I'm clearly not, well versed in the art of cheerleading.
The cheerleading world.
Pom-poms.
Right.
They're pretty cheap, guys. You can get them from Spotlight for $2.40. How about that?
Yeah. So if anyone wants to join the cheerleading team, hit me up on Instagram and we'll go cheerlead Jack's football games.
Sounds good, David. But
yeah,
it's been an interesting few weeks. There's plenty that we'll catch up on, and I hope that we'll sort of come across everything, but as we go. But I wanted to ask you if there was a certain word today that you would like to sort of give us the old rundown.
Aha! It's that time.
David's Dictionary. Yay!
Today's word of the day, Jack. Sheesh. I don't know. Sheesh. Yeah, it's been blowing up, hey. Like, I don't know why it started erupting again. Yeah, it's blown up. Like, even as I look at it in Urban Dictionary, like, it gives you the activity, like how much people used it, or like how popular the word is. And it's like nothing from 2012 to like 2020 to like whatever. And then 2021 April, it just boom, it just blew up. But sheesh is pretty much like, it's been used forever, but it's like, damn, or like a, oh my God, like it's like doing that, but instead of saying it all, you just make the sound or the word. Sheesh.
It's also kind of like a respect kind of thing as well. It's just like, or like, well done. It has that aspect as well.
Or like, if something's really harsh, you can use it when it's really harsh. Like,
yeah, I guess. But
someone says something really.
It's become, I think, like mostly I'm hearing it these days as more of a supportive term. Like, it seems to be like people getting behind each other, just like, oh, like.
Yeah.
You know, like, well done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Jack's actually informed me of something that I think many of us would be asking as well. Like, you see the videos online these days, and they all have two fingers, like a gun position, on their like vein, like just on the crease of their elbow, like going like this. And Jack has educated me today. Do you want to share with the listeners your research?
Absolutely, guys. So as you all know, I am very much a man of the streets. Okay, I'm very much down on the town. I'm very much good with the hood. You know, I know the lingo.
Down with the town.
I know the street language, commonly referred to as slang. Ironically, slang is actually a like slang word for street language. That's what it means, street slang. Yeah. Just to educate y'all.
Wow, turning American there.
So
get to the point.
when our fellow human beings are she-ing, they point to their veins, right? And what it means, guys, is it means ice cold veins. It means that they're cold, they're cool. Ice cold. They're keeping it cool, right? So it's just like, oh, he's cool, calm, and collected under pressure. That's what it means. It's like, ice running through the veins, That's right. Word from the wise.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. Like, I was blown by that because, like, I've been asking myself, why are they doing that in like every time they use the phrase or use the words? Like,
well, did I explain how I learned of this, David?
I think you did. Do you want to tell the listeners?
Yeah, so I was watching an Instagram video, and it was a like middle-aged woman like posting a video like asking the same like, what does this mean? And I didn't know, so I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm a boomer now. And so I read through the comments, and that's what Instagram has told me. So forgive me if I got that wrong, but several people in this Instagram comments suggested that it was ice cold veins.
Yeah. And I think we should have addressed this as well. Like, I'm just going to segue out of this, but like, we should have addressed this at the start of the pod. But yeah, we've been off for quite a minute now. Like, we briefly mentioned it in the intro, but I think I'll share. Just because like, I think transparency is a good thing. And if for those who do listen to the pod, it would be cool for them to know like the reason why we didn't go on for a minute now. But basically, for the past, it actually started like last year November or maybe December when it first came up, or the thought or the idea or the drive to do it kind of came up. But since last year November, December, I've been planning and wanting to start a cafe with a friend of mine who I've known since high school. And a couple weeks or a couple months now ago, it looked like it was going to happen. And only like a month ago from now, it didn't end up working out. But because the cafe was looking like it was going to start, we were behind the scenes, we were talking about, the end of TAN, which now saying it out now and like saying it on the pod, it's like, no, it's all good. We're going to keep this rolling. But yeah, it was a big deal for us. And if you guys follow Jack on the self-care project, actually,
I can tell you when I found out about it, because on the 2nd of April, I posted a video on Instagram on the self-care project at the self-care project AU called "Dealing with Goodbyes." And throughout this video, I talk about how we can how we have to come to grips when we find out something that's been in our life is coming to an end. And I was directly talking about this without mentioning it because David hadn't announced it yet. So I was trying to like respect that it was his announcement and everything. But like at this point, like, and you can see me sort of dealing with this. Like I was really quite upset, and David and I, like, I can say that quite comfortably with David because we've talked about it quite a bit. And so we know exactly where we're at on this. But yeah, like, it was sort of strange because it came out of the blue. And so the plan was pretty much for us to finish up on episode 50. That was our plan. We had all the episodes lined up, ready to do. And just through a variety of things, including guests who had to drop out through us and bad organization, and also through the fact that it was really hard to keep our hearts in it when we knew it was coming to the end. And both of us just being quite busy as well. That's another factor. Not only did that plan of sort of like we had planned all the way up to, so I think we found out at like episode 41 or something like that. And so we planned out like the next 9 episodes. Like we were the most organized Tan has ever been. And yeah, and
we kind of dropped the ball because of like what was happening behind the scenes. But yeah, we're picking it back up. You know, we're passing it along again. So yeah, it's a good news that you guys wouldn't have known until we brought it up right now and we address it. But
it was
like
another thing.
If you want to see the state of what we were like of like ending Tan, you have to go watch his video, because that was like what we were feeling, like the energy and the tone of Jack's voice when he's sharing like about this, like what was going on. Like, yeah, you guys can go listen to it.
And like, something else I want to mention about that is the reason why we've sort of had that break now is because it's been hard to like hype ourselves back up after that, because like David and I like both sort of spiritual people, and so when we like I don't want to speak on behalf of you, David, but I'm going to so, like
you always do.
when we get when we get news like this, right? And maybe David, okay, I won't speak for you, I'll speak for myself. When I get news like this, I instead of just sort of clinging on to whatever it is until I've squeezed every bit of life out of it, I begin to slowly let go, because I acknowledge that thing is coming to an end and I need to make peace with that. And the issue is that when David's plans kind of fell through with what he was planning on doing, I had come to terms with the fact that the podcast was coming to an end. And so it was kind of difficult, even though I was so upset when we first found out that we weren't going to be able to continue. It was difficult to sort of get my head back in that space of like, let's continue this, let's get back to it. And yeah, so sorry guys, we've been really, really quite slack recently, but we are trying to get things up and running. We did actually have a guest for this episode as well, but once again, this time it wasn't on our end. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a conflict on their end, not their fault at all, but these things happen. So yeah, David, I don't know, maybe you can touch on that, but we're looking forward to bringing back some guests as well as doing some more reviews. We've got some things lined up, and we're very much looking forward to giving you something special on episode 50 as well.
Yes, something coming on episode 50, so stay tuned, guys. Yeah, just on my side, I think I was on the same boat. I could say I was on the same boat, because like, yeah, you're mentally prepping of something coming to an end, and you already came to terms like, okay, this is a good way to, you know, end it, and also try to think about the future of like what I was going to do. Like right now, actually, what's the date? So it's the 14th, right? No, 16th. What am I saying? A week from now, we were going to launch the cafe. Like 1 week from now. So it was a big deal, and like we were quite busy just starting the business up, and then only finding out, or not finding out, but deciding to pull back. And I won't go into detail why we decided to pull back, but it was just difficulties on a lot of angles. And yeah, we just thought the wisest decision was to back off from it for now. And we haven't decided to, you know, completely close this chapter and like it's never going to come back. It's more so, let's recoup. Let's think about how we could do this better, and like look for the next opportunity and space to do it, execute the plan. So yeah, it was
and
very busy. And
yeah, sorry, David, I just wanted to acknowledge like what it was for you as well, because I remember when you told me, you called me and you're just like, so it's not happening anymore. Like at that point, I was like, I'd shifted all my investment from the podcast into what you were doing. And I want to be clear like about that, because like for me, sure, there was disappointment about Tan, but like once I got over that initial sort of like selfish reaction, I guess. And it's not fully selfish, you know, but like the reaction that was like how it affected me. I was really, really excited for David because I know how much this meant for him. And we actually had quite a long call when David told me that things weren't going to be going ahead. And so I just want to acknowledge that, David, so that the listeners know, like, it was quite a big deal for David that this did, because it was so close and he didn't tell anyone for so long. Like he kept hinting at me for months that he had some plans in the works and he wouldn't really tell me about it. And he held on so long until he was like, okay, finally I'm at the point where I feel confident enough in this happening that I can tell people, and still only telling a limited amount of people. But it was like, I felt that, you know, that let down when it happened. And so shout out to you and your business partner going in it together, and really hoping that, like, regardless of the artist Notepad, that you will find that that ideal venue soon, because I know that it's going to be a fantastic location, and I'm sure every now and then we'll catch up for a little bonus tan, and we can do it drinking a cup of David Chun's original blend of coffee.
What's going on there? Okay.
You know what I mean.
No, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah.
And maybe a wood fire pizza. Brother. Who knows? Yeah,
maybe a wood fire deep tan pizza.
Deep tan
pizza. Yeah, we'll have deep chats with Shiraz and like wood fire pizza and some coffee going. You know the business. Business. It will be having all the kids on the street going shee, like as they walk past, like gawking at us like seagulls every time they'll
smell the coffee. They'll go shee.
Nah, but I think we owed this to the viewers. Like, I was thinking about it. We were talking about it right before the pod. Like, oh, should we tell them or maybe not? But then I thought, it's okay to talk about this, you know. But Jack, I think we can wrap it up here. Like, we had a little catch up. We explained why we were dropping the ball, and, you know, just telling the viewers, or not viewers, listeners, what we've been up to. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Maybe any exciting news?
Yeah,
or,
any
life.
There's one cool thing that will be coming up for me soon. So it's still a bit of time away, but I've actually been invited and onto a pilgrimage. So there's this in end of June, start of July. I'll be flying down to South Australia, and I'll be walking from Adelaide up to Seven Hill, which is a 120 kilometer walk, and I'll be doing that in 1 week. So I'll be walking about 20 kilometers a day. And yeah, it's I'm very much looking forward to it. I bought some gear, and it's
steroids.
The walk itself shouldn't be too challenging. It's more the amount of walking. But the main reason I want to go on this is not simply for the walk itself. It's for like the sort of reflective aspects and the spiritual aspects. Like it most definitely is a pilgrimage and not simply just a hike. And so I'm really looking forward to sort of having some reflective time to myself, and really sort of meeting some new people as well, because I'm going to be going on it with 14 others or 15 others, I can't remember. And I've only met 2 of them virtually over Zoom, and the rest I've never met and know nothing about. So I'm looking forward to meeting some new people, as well as going on a really, what I hope shall be a profound experience, sleeping in tents, and really, connecting with nature and with myself, and really sort of getting out of the town a little bit and having some time to chill out and really have some nice
bush tucker.
Just reflecting and connecting. Like, you know, I know it sounds cliche, but this stuff's so important, and I'm really looking forward to having some designated time. And I'm going to bring a book so that at night I can do some reading, and I'll have nothing else to do, so I'll actually have to read because I'm really slack with my reading. So it almost like forced me into doing it. And I always feel great when I do read. It's just about getting myself to do it. I'll probably be doing a meditation every morning, maybe every night as well. It'll be a really good time to get my transcendental meditation practices up and running properly again. 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. There'll be mass service that I'll be going to, I think most days, group prayer sessions and stuff. So it should be really nice, a nice blend of spiritual practice as well as the physical aspect, which even though, as I said, it's not my priority, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to doing, like that physical challenge of 20Ks a day. That's significant. I don't know if I've ever walked that before in one sitting. I was saying to David today when I was telling him about it, I know what when I was working at ICC, again, shout out to ICC, ICC? Some days like I'd be walking about 20,000 steps a day, and that felt like a lot, and even that's only like 14Ks, so I'd be walking another 6Ks on top of that. So I'm gonna do a practice walk soon. David, you're more than welcome to come join me. But I'm gonna sort of set out, walk 20Ks, and just see how the old body holds up. But I'm doing quite a bit of exercise, as I mentioned, with football before, and I'm training twice a week. So I don't anticipate it to be too much of a physical exertion for me. Like it will definitely be a test, but I don't anticipate it to be like really, really difficult from a physical perspective.
It's nothing for an athlete like Jack.
You always have to take me out of context, Saji. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that, and that's, as I said, that will be at the end of June. So looking forward to that. Oh yeah, one other thing, David. I had a birthday as well since our last episode.
Yay! Happy birthday!
Thank you. Yeah, turned 23 last week. Or it was at 6 days ago from the time we're recording this. So that was nice. But yeah, that's what's been happening on my end. I think, work's been pretty busy and everything, but I just wanted to fill you guys in on everything else because I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about on the episodes. And David, I don't know if you've got a few more things that have happened to you that you want to fill in, because like we're gonna be so chock-a-block with content for the next few weeks that it's gonna be hard to talk about what's happened in this little hiatus that we've had. So just wanted to sort of catch you up on where we're at.
Yeah. What's on my side? Small things first. I started playing online chess.
Okay. How's that going?
I suck at chess, bro.
Yeah, me too.
I've never played chess.
We should play each other, bro, because we both suck. It'll be good.
We should.
Oh, can we play online together?
That's a good question. I don't know. Right now, I'm just versing strangers from like all over the world.
You know what we should do? We should play live on the artist Notepad.
Play chess and then just stream it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's some content right there. But bro, I've been losing my win lose ratio. It's like 1-3. So I win one game and like lose 3, and like it's bad. Like I've been losing to like all these like international people from India, Russia, Canada, the US, and they're all like, they're smashing.
Do you play?
I hope to get better.
Do you play on chess.com?
I don't know. I just downloaded an app. I think it is.
Okay.
Probably one of the big ones.
I just found it. The first website I went on, chess.com, you can invite a friend to play. So I don't know if there's an app.
We should play.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
We should play, bro.
You have to create an account, but other than that, it's good.
I'm gonna I'll make one right now, actually. What else? I might move out soon. I'm still living with my parents, but I might move out with my older sister for now.
Cool.
Just because, like, I told you about this, and I think I've mentioned it on the pod. Like, I think I've come to a state or like an age as well where I think it'll be helpful and good to have a healthy distance from my parents, so that the time that we do spend together, when we do meet to have lunch or dinner or catch up or whatever, we can actually talk about stuff. Because living together in like a household, like with your family, or like living under the same roof with anybody for that matter, it's like you become numb to conversation sometimes, unless you spend like a whole day living separate lives. You come together at the dinner table and you catch up and stuff. But yeah, and my sister's feeling like the same way. So
what about Joe?
Yeah, we're looking. Joe's still a young thriving artist.
Is she gonna be lonely?
Uni student. But she'll also just like some space as well. I think that would be, yeah. I mean, she's always welcome to come over and stay at our place and stuff like that. But we're still looking. So, but that's something to share.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'll update you guys on how my chess progress is going. I'll let you know how many times I beat Jack.
0.
But yeah, that's about it, guys. I think next week... Actually, I don't want to speak too soon because this is recorded material. But next week we'll have an awesome episode for you. That's for sure, right, Jack?
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, we definitely will. Either we're going to have a guest or we will be talking about... Shall we just announce it now, David?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Sure, we're going to be talking about narcissism and maybe just a bit of... I think what we might talk about is where narcissism meets selfishness and like the difference. And maybe just talk about that and like, in individualism, the extremities of individualism. There you go.
That's a good way to put it. That's some words for you. Or a guest.
Or a guest, yeah.
Both would be good, I think. One would be deep, one would be kind of like... just more fun, casual.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And we've got a review coming up as well. Sorry, David. I just want to give the guys an idea of what we've got coming up. We've also got a review of Joker coming up as well, who we're going to be welcoming on the wonderful Jonty Cornford back on to the podcast, who he'll be joining us to take a look at the slightly infamous but very divided response. How do you say people had differing views on it? How do I say that in a concise way?
Differing views?
Divisive. The very divisive film Joker by Todd Phillips. That should be good. Find out what we thought about that, and of course what our movie extraordinaire, or one of them, we've got a couple, Jonty, thought about that film. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to getting Jonty back on the pod, and looking forward to giving you guys some more regular, wholesome, awesome, exciting, stimulating, motivating content.
Yeah. Shee. Yes, indeed. Thanks so much for listening, guys, for another episode of the Artist Notepad. We'll catch you guys next episode. Peace.